America. Today we have a very special guest, Cristiano Ronaldo. Woo!
Sorry about that. Continue.
It's okay. So, how do you feel about Man United?
Yeah, Manchester United still up for the team, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't what I expected, you know, we got a big old f***ing shit garbage coach. Keep f***ing playing with me, bro. I'm gonna leave this team. Yo, Manchester City, sign the contract, baby, come on.
Alright, well said, Ronaldo. Well, how do you feel about Wayne Rooney?
Rooney, listen, man,
he was a friend.
He was a great player.
Yeah.
Dear to my heart. We shared the pitch for a long time. That guy's a f***ing blockhead. If it wasn't for me, he was f***ing scored 0 goals. I don't give a shit if I'm the primary striker. Wayne Rooney, if you're watching this, go f*** your mother, alright?
Last question for you, Ronaldo. How do you feel about me?
Piers, I've been wanting to tell you this a long time. I can't express my love to you. It was my former wife. I'm sorry, my former fiance will never be my wife because of a man like you. Please come back.
I am honored.
After extensive listening and note-taking, me and Sophie have concluded our official opinion, thoughts, and really everything that Ronaldo said that is worth noting from the Piers Morgan interview, and we are presenting it to you now. Alright, so Ronaldo requested an interview with Piers Morgan to talk about some stuff that's been weighing on his mind.
It's like it was his vent session, you know?
Yeah.
His therapy session. So Ronaldo picked Man United over Man City because of his history with Man United and especially Sir Alex Ferguson. So that was a cool fact for me to know. And I feel like...
Yeah, I didn't know it was that close to getting to Man City as it was, but basically that's what stopped him from going is...
Yeah.
He represented Man United, man.
You know, this video, you know, I really brought out the personality of Ronaldo for me. Because, like, you know, I always just see parts of him being cocky and stuff. And I feel like a lot of people have that image
yeah, that's what it is, bro. He talks about that.
And he was just adorable.
And you see him talk about that in the interview. It's like they spin shit all the time.
Yeah, and oh my god, I really liked him from just some of the shit we say. We'll get into it.
Team like Manchester United, right? Top team in the world. Premier League, top league in the world. He was basically saying that Man United really didn't do shit. Any changes with technology, anything really.
Infrastructure, he said.
All that shit. Since he was there.
Yeah, since
and he talked about Real Madrid, Juventus, how they're always like evolving. And that shit really matters when it comes to playing the game of football or any sport. No. It's like it all comes down to like statistics, what's most efficient, all that stuff.
You gotta go with what today's society's game is.
You can't really perform if you don't. And it's kind of crazy. I understand his frustration with that. I'm understanding Ronaldo's job. I'm a Ronaldo fan, okay? I am also a Manchester United secondary fan. You know, I'm a core Real Madrid fan. But if there's one thing that's, you know, common is Ronaldo played for those years. I'm a diehard Ronaldo fan. So I'm trying to keep all my biases out. But even Piers Morgan agrees on this. There's the guy, his name was like Ralph Ragnick. I guess he was a sports director for Man United. This guy really had no like background knowledge or anything. Like, he was almost like not a random guy off the street, but like, bro had no business doing what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like crazy. And you got someone like Cristiano Ronaldo, the most popular football player in the world, and you want him to call this man boss, and you want him to do that, which he said he did, which is you know, he treated him with all that respect, but deep down inside, he never really felt like the man was his boss, and like he had to answer to him.
You know what's funny that you brought up this point, because I was watching the interview and he was like talking about the coach. I'm like, at what point, like, who can coach Ronaldo anymore? I feel like
it's like, bro, could be a coach. He could be a coach himself. Like,
I'm just like, dude, like, you don't need a coach, but obviously a coach just can tell you, like, this is a formation we're playing. I feel like that's all the coach can do really anymore.
And like, players
can't coach an amazing player.
Players like Ronaldo's caliber, like a LeBron or such. Alright, I'm not a big LeBron fan, but we'll say he's such same caliber as Ronaldo, right? As in, to their sport, considered one of the greatest of all time. LeBron literally owns teams. He goes to teams and they bow to him.
Can you blame him?
He's like the coach on that team, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that's the right way to play, because LeBron has terrible success for that reason, is that he comes in and basically dictates everything. Ronaldo's not asking for any of that. Right. He's not asking for that. He doesn't need to go and like he's feeling like, you know what I mean, this guy has no position to be where he is. Put him in a role, give a guy the role that you want to give him sports directive, give a guy a role who deserves it, who has background knowledge, you know what I mean? This is all new to me. Like I said, I'm a plastic fan, all right? not plastic, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not in it like everyone else. So when I'm watching this interview, I'm like, damn, man, like this shit is actually crazy. You can't believe every word everyone says. But to be honest with you, man, just from reading body language, shit like that, this Piers Morgan, and it's probably was widespread news, is basically what they were saying is that it was a very questionable decision, but wasn't he Ralph Ragney in the position of sports directive?
So it's like for you to come, not who are you, but like give demands to Ronaldo. Like it's hard. It's hard at that point. I don't know what to say. He was basically like give him demands, saying you're not pressing, you're not pressuring.
He's like who are you?
Maybe he is coming from a good, and you know, like
trying to help, trying to make it work.
Like imagine, oh my god, I'm sorry to say this, but imagine you're a fucking superstar. Sorry.
Not even that. Let's not use that example. Okay. Imagine you're an architect, right? And you're building buildings every day. You're building buildings, and then they get this one guy who's like an interior designer. Okay, and I'm not saying,
or just a fresh architect,
and he's telling you you're not doing it right. You know what I mean? You've been doing this at the highest rate anyone's ever done it for years. And you can't tell me that wouldn't bother you. I don't care if you're a Ronaldo fan, a Messi fan, or anyone like that. When you are at the top level, not even in just league top level, you're the top player probably we've ever seen, arguable with Messi. It's really hard to tell someone, oh, you're not pressing enough. You're not doing this enough. You're not doing that enough. You just got to support him and help him help other players. That's honestly the best thing they could do with Ronaldo.
And honestly, he could tell Ronaldo that, but I feel like it's probably the way he said it to him that bothered Ronaldo enough to talk about it.
And one thing that also pissed Ronaldo off, which I understand fully, listen, games are growing, sports are growing and shit like that, but depending on your team, if you have a young team, I feel like you could definitely do this, but he was kind of mad at the fact that they weren't using traditional, like, football ideology in a way, where, like, he felt like they were trying to revolutionize the game in a way, and one thing that was kind of pissing him off is there was a lot of players, like, younger players, that he just felt like weren't listening to him enough, you know what I mean? Like, how Messi listened to Ronaldinho, how all these players, you know what I mean? There's so many, like, there's, in football especially, it's one of those sports where, like, literally every player kind of had every great player kind of had a great player who formed them. Neymar to Messi, like I said, Messi to Ronaldinho, and you can even say, like, I'm just going down the same ladder. You could say Neymar to, like, Anthony.
At your point, and it's like he didn't put him at blame either. He put society at blame. It's because how everything evolved. I feel like players have evolved to just keep looking for themselves and how they do. They don't look at the greats and how we can be like them.
Nobody's willing to, like, literally sit down and, like, actually, like, humble yourself. Like, all right, man, this guy's been doing it for so long. Let me just sit back and listen to him. But now it's like you said, one ear and out the other. He'd rather not have to tell people, you know what I'm saying? He'd rather not have to tell his teammates what they need to be doing, but kind of set an example for them what to do. So he didn't feel like it was his role really to say anything, but even if he did, they really weren't listening. So then we dived into the part where Ronaldo considered to be one of the, probably, he didn't say in his words, he said probably the worst thing he's ever experienced besides his dad passing away, and that was losing one of his twin babies, which is crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? On a very serious note, it's
such a hard touching
with a twin. Exactly. I feel like for that twin too, that's probably different for that child, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
they were saying how, like, it's like you're celebrating and then you're mourning.
It's bitter because, like, like you don't even know how to feel, and that's probably one of the worst parts about it. So his baby passes, right, and then 4 days later they sign Erik ten Hag, and you know by now, in this point of the story, these guys do not really like each other. Erik ten Hag has been keeping Ronaldo on the bench, and Man United's been successful. So you know what I mean? He has a point because they've been playing well, but at the same time, before Erik ten Hag became the coach, Ronaldo was like Golden Boot nominee, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was playing really well last year, and then this year completely declined and then hit the bench, which is disrespectful to a legendary player like that, you know what I mean? Like, let him start and then leave on his own instead of, like, disgracing him and having him just sit and watch young players. I believe he's better than, you know what I mean? So
I would hate to be in his position.
It's like, so messed up,
you're
bro.
Like considered a legend sitting on the bench while these little kids are playing. Not little kids, I'm sorry, no disrespect to the great players out there, but these kids are playing out there and you're just like,
bro, one person who just pissed me off is just Bruno Fernandes, bro, and this guy has to deal with him on two teams. I seen the video of Bruno Fernandes. He left Ronaldo hanging, bro. That shit, bro, I'm like, yo, Bruno, that shit got me tight, man. That's Christian. You gotta have respect, man. I don't even know what's up with him, bro. That dude just seems like, and one thing that really bothered him while he was going through this whole situation of Lewis baby is that his colleagues in Portugal, not even just reporters, but his colleagues, were also saying, like, negative things about him, that he believes a lot of players, and we're getting to Wayne Rooney, but he believes a lot of players or other people, they kind of start reaching for views, which you see on YouTube as well. Like, some people just, you know, start doing specific things, just following the view count, you know what I mean? Like, and he just started feeling like it was popular to criticize Ronaldo, or I could get my name out there if I would criticize Ronaldo. And he just, you know what I mean, it was a bad time in his life to be doing it, and he felt backstabbed by a lot of Portuguese players, and he called the press garbage for how they treat him, you know what I mean? Which is fine, yo. All you haters out there, you're garbage to me. You know what I mean? You might be so much
garbage, but you're garbage.
Honestly,
the press is just garbage.
In general, I hate the news,
when
bro.
he said that, I'm like, oh my
God.
God.
Like, preach, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, what? So, Wayne Rooney. As you can see in the intro, bro, one of my favorite players, bro, for Man United ever. Honestly, I like he's top 5 favorite Man United players for me, and I felt kind of shocked. I don't like 2 players having beef that, you know what I'm saying, I like. And he basically said 4 or 5 times Wayne Rooney was criticizing him in the media, not personal, saying that Man United should drop him. You know, this man has attitude and stuff like that, which I did see a clip of. It didn't seem that bad, but it did seem like some hating and some shit I would not say about my friend. And speaking of friends, he said they basically still acted like friends outside of football, where he was basically inviting his son to play with his son. It was all friendly outside football, which to me sounds like a clout chaser, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They say basically Wayne Rooney's at the end of his, like, he doesn't have a career anymore. If he's looking for attention, he wants his name to still be out there, and he will take the fact of criticizing his own teammate, his own friend growing up, and just for clout.
People like him who criticize because they have nothing better to do at that point, to be honest.
And to be honest, I don't think Ronaldo would lie about any of this stuff, because what does he gain from lying about any of this shit?
Oh, yeah.
He's ready Ronaldo. There's no...
I believe every...
Honestly, I was believing. He seemed very straightforward.
No.
I believed everything he said in that interview.
Unlike Wayne Rooney, Roy Keane was actually a real friend to him, and he got his back. He was one of those players that, no, he wasn't seeking attention. I'm gonna stick by my friend's side, and basically, kudos to you, my friend.
He stood up he stood up to the media for Ronaldo, which.
And that is a friend we all would love to have.
So that was it for part 1. You know what I mean? Piers Morgan did say there's gonna be fireworks part 2, and one big shout out to. Fuck you, Bruno Fernandes, you bitch. All right, man, part 2, Piers Morgan. Just finished watching it, man. Last clip you seen was before they even came out. So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of more stuff
but
to
let me tell you, that was such a dope interview. A 90-minute interview that I've actually enjoyed from beginning to end.
This is probably the only interview you ever
It was
ever
cool.
watched.
I want to see a Messi interview, too.
How do you feel about Ronaldo, honestly, after watching it?
No, I like him. I like him.
Honestly,
I personally like him, honestly.
It seems like he was talking from the heart.
You know why I like him, though? Because, like, in this interview, he wasn't hiding. He wasn't lying. He was
straight facts.
He was just
facts.
Putting everything on the table. Here's what I got, and I love that. You know what's cool about him? It's him being the best, him being on top, him striving for it all is more important to him than the money.
Yeah, that's what we were saying, bro.
Yeah, that's
like they offered him what, 300 million? No, how much would they say that?
It was
Saudi
Arabia offered him 350.
350 million for 2 seasons.
He declined it because he was comfortable at Man United. He wanted to stay there.
He wants to compete, win Champions League, do his things, bro. They kind of kicked him out the door, bro. Honestly, after watching the second part, bro, I lost a lot of respect for some people, man.
I mean, like he was like saying how football nowadays is just straight business. Treat the player as like, hey, you're here to play for us. We don't care about your personal life. We don't care what's going on outside. You're making us the money.
Basically, pinned himself out as like the black sheep, bro. Like everything was pinned against him, bro. No matter what, they were saying that he left the practice early. It was a practice game. He left the game early, but a bunch of players left too. But in the media, no one spoke about the other players. It was only Ronaldo's name who was brought up, and then it just tears him down, makes him look like the toxic part of the team.
And to think about it, like I understand why the media would do that
because he's a name.
Because exactly, they care more about Ronaldo than those 8 players who left. You know, he didn't go to preseason due to his daughter's illness, but the press pointed at like, oh, he didn't want to show up and spreading false information. And then he was like, I'm gonna stick by my daughter's illness is more important than a preseason. But always the media points him out to be the bad.
He has ethics, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And what's crazy is that Manchester didn't believe that. Like they're like, okay, yeah, sure.
That's crazy because even like Piers Morgan said, like, if my boss or something like that would have like not believed me when my kid is hurt, bro. I'm just Jay. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no Ronaldo. Yeah. That's so crazy to me, bro. Like how they could spin that, you know?
Yeah, like wow. Oh my God. What I got from this interview is that Ronaldo didn't have much of a support system. His team, his own team players, his coach, the press, everyone was kind of against him. And it made him. He said it, quote unquote, made me very, very sad. And I feel like for Ronaldo to say that, and
he's the person everyone wants to be in life, bro. This man is literally like the perfect example of like a, you know what I mean, like a perfect person and shit. Like, and this is the same guy who's like needing to see like Jordan Peterson to talk. He needs to, you know what I mean? Like, he's going through it too, bro. He's a human. Like he said, he's a human.
And his coach didn't make it any better. He kept provoking him, not putting him in games. In that one game,
and
that
he was playing games, Man City.
They were losing bad, and he said his coach didn't want to disrespect him, and put him in. But
in this, what was it? The Spurs game, he said that they put him in the last 3 minutes of the game. That makes zero sense, bro. 3 minutes is literally disrespectful. I don't know what you want to do in 3 minutes. Like, just sweat, bro. I'll be more tight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would they put me in for 3 minutes, bro, to get a sweat? I gotta go home and take a shower now, bro. I'd be mad angry, bro. Like, let me just chill if you're gonna put me in for 3 minutes. I don't even care. Regular person, not even Cristiano Ronaldo, bro. You demand respect, bro. Like, as a man, as a woman, as whatever, bro, you demand respect. Doesn't mean go around walking around like, oh, I'm big shit. If you're gonna sit down and talk down to me, or, you know what I'm saying, try to play me and shit like that, bro, do not think I'm gonna be being cool with you. I'm not gonna do that. That's weird.
Addressing at the issue like, oh, Ronaldo's no longer the same, you know, he's older. And Ronaldo said, well, no one is ever the same. We change day by day.
But he also said...
But he said he's putting his all into it, no matter what it is.
But he also said he's at his top form, he feels like. He feels like athletically, he's, like, doing really well. Like, you know what I mean? He doesn't see why. He shouldn't be scoring goals. And like we mentioned earlier, bro, the man was scoring mad goals last year. And now they're not playing him.
He just didn't get the support. And now the news, he's fully prepared for the World Cup. He is
That's all he's talking about. That's all he wanted to talk about. I'm World Cup. He's World Cup locked in.
So good about Portugal, the team, the coach.
Let's get it. You know what I mean? And he said he thinks he's gonna do very well. So that's one thing.
I found this so cool. So Piers Morgan goes to him. So imagine Portugal versus Argentina. You score 2 goals. You score 2 goals. Messi scores 2 goals. Overtime, you score a hat trick and you win the freaking World Cup. You know what Ronaldo said? He said, I will retire.
Oh my God, bro. That would be a dream come true.
He said that is way too good to be true. You know, I would love that with any other team, but just that, he said, catch me retiring. That's it. He's done it.
That'd be the best way to go out, bro. I would be so hyped.
That'd be awesome.
You don't understand.
I mean, that'd be awesome for Argentina, like the Messi thing. But I'm still a Messi fan, y'all. I was just like trying to support this man. Talked so good about Messi, saying he's magic Messi. He loves him.
And that's how it should be.
And he thinks he's the best player in Zidane that he has played with against for the last 15 years. He spoke so good of Messi, saying he's a good person, and after it's all over, he would love to just go out and
have a drink, bro. That'd be sick, you know, bro. Like, honestly, man, like we pin them against.
Such a dope. I would love to see that video. Can they like sneak in a camera on their freaking dinner date for the first time, Ronaldo and Messi?
They literally get pinned up against each other so much because how it is. It's just competition. I think it makes them both better at the same time. It's fun competition. But when people take it seriously and like hope Messi gets injured, hope Ronaldo, that's weird as shit, bro. Like if they'll be friends, I think, after football, and that's the coolest thing.
Well, if the whole Argentina-Portugal doesn't happen, and he said he retires, he hopes to retire in 3 years at 40 years old, and I feel like that's,
he's 40. What are you talking about?
No, he's 37.
Oh shit.
So 2 to 3 more years, he said. He wants to, finish at 40. And then the last finishing touch to that interview, he said in the future he wants to give people advices. He wants to help them.
Like
he wants to be a role model for the fathers and for the young kids in the sport. How to win, how to strive, and most importantly, how to survive. Because now when everyone in the world is just struggling sometimes to just find meaning of life and how to survive this life, and he wants to inspire people like it's worth living.
And he already does, man. I'm a diehard Ronaldo fan, bro. If this guy wants to be a public speaker, shit, I'll support him through it, man. I'm being dead ass, bro. You can learn a lot from this man. I don't care. I'll literally listen to him.
See, if you haven't watched the interview, go ahead and over and watch it. I recommend it. As a Messi fan, I recommend it, and I really want Messi to do the same thing. Go out there.
But if Messi has any problems, with the whole Barcelona thing, he should have been talking about that, because at least they did kick him out of Barcelona. They didn't really kick him out. He asked for a lot of money, but like there was a lot of bullshit going on in Barcelona, and that really got Messi out the door. But anyways, guys, that was Ronaldo, the black sheep in a nutshell, bro. We basically highlighted the whole interview, gave what we thought, and just thought it'd be a cool video, man. Fun video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button. Tune in for the next video. We are out, baby. Peace.